first link, can we take it slow? I be running out the back by the time they at the door. How you go behind my back? You supposed to be my bro. Fuck this bitch last night, but that's why I didn't know. He throw her on my name, they ain't know that I would grow. Take a trip to get the drugs, every time it's for the low. Says he wants some new shoes, sweater, so she care about. Brody rolled the window down when it's time to air it out. Put his homies on, and he only did it for the cloud. We both in the field, but I had to take a different route. Molly some gun right on her lip, but then I'm getting out. You say you ballin', but out the game you setting out. If I ain't got a mill, there's nothing to get lit about. I know it's harder to succeed when your head full of doubt. Oh no, my brody turn always fall asleep over phone. Prayed for a bed when I used to sleep on the floor. Already started.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Georgia Tech Dynasty. John Eads back with you. Super happy that you guys decided to join me today. Be sure to like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. We're so close to 800 subs as I'm filming this right now. We might be at or over 800 by the time this is posted, but the ultimate goal is 1,000, of course. So let's keep trying to make our way there. If you're already subscribed, thank you. Tell your friends if they like this kind of content, you know? Hey, check out our last game if you missed it. We played the bowl game, the Orange Bowl against number 7 Florida, and we lost, which I'm sure you guys enjoy watching me lose. So if you do like that, be sure to check it out, or just watch it anyway if you missed it. It was our last game of the year. We finished 11-3. Pretty good season, number 10 in the country. Last year we went 12-2 though in year one. So when you're taking steps back, albeit a small one, you don't like to do that. But a good season overall. Finished up 2028. Now we're on to 2029, and we're going to get into that in this episode. We're doing the full offseason part 1, and then we'll get into the preseason in the next episode. So we're doing players leaving, you know, finishing recruiting, all that kind of good stuff. It's really fun, so I hope you guys enjoy. Again, check out the last game. Check out all the games from last season if you missed any of them. We got some exciting updates coming, maybe some changes in how we do things here, the sliders, and I don't want to even tease what we're going to be doing potentially in the future because I'd be giving it away. But stay tuned. We got some exciting updates coming for what we're going to be doing with this dynasty and things of that nature. So again, like, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the bell for the post notifications as well. And also, if you like YouTube Shorts, I do YouTube Shorts. I'm trying to post one per day or so. So watch those too. It's like TikTok's version here on YouTube. So I do those as well, just little cut-ups from the games, like 20, 30 seconds. So if you like those, I got those as well. All right, just want to start with this. So we had some All-Americans. I went over it in the last episode, but I cut it out because the episode would have been way too long. So here we go. First team All-Americans, James Flanagan, who won an award for one of the best linebackers in the country, as we know. Really it's only defensive players for the most part. Matt Thomas, my free safety, who should be back next year. Michael Little as well, senior strong safety. And then Kellen Johnson, my true freshman kicker, gets on the list as a first-team All-American as a freshman. It's awesome. And then Ryan Wood, returner of the year. That happens like every year. Pretty much every dynasty you play, if you get 1 or 2 kick return touchdowns, you're going to have a first-team All-American. So Wood's there. Second team, this is a big surprise, actually. So Chris Grant, second-team All-American. He wasn't even in the top 12, though, for the Doak Walker Award for the best running back in the country. So I'm not really sure how he's not in that list, but he's the second best or fourth best running back in the country. It makes no sense to me, but he's up there, so shout out to him for that. And we had an offensive lineman, Thomas Perkins, who, I don't know, I'm not so sure he played like an All-American this year. The sliders definitely didn't help, but he's on there as a 92 overall, fifth-year senior. Defensively, Phil Jackson, our second dynamic linebacker, is on there. Flanagan goes 1, Jackson goes 2. And they're 2 cornerstones, really, of this rebuild. I think one of the first episodes I did, I talked about those guys because those were going to be the guys that we game planned around defensively. They were going to be the leaders of this team, and they certainly were. So 2 All-Americans and linebacker. Love to see it. Here we go. All-American freshman list. Brian Stevens is on there. We recruited him for Oregon State, our former dynasty team. Check out that dynasty, too, if you haven't. 170 episodes or so. I'll tag it right here. That's where we began this dynasty. Then we're here at Georgia Tech now. We decided on that a couple of seasons ago. All right, here's Kellen Johnson on the All-American freshman team. He was a first-team All-American, so he should be on there. How about All-Conference? We should be all over this list, and we are. Earl Edwards, first-team All-ACC at quarterback, is just a sophomore. So, you know, up and down this year. He set some records, but he also had some really bad games, like the Orange Bowl. So we're hoping to put that all together next year and get him off to the league potentially. He's already 90 overall. He should be 94, 95 by the time next season starts. You saw Grant's on there. He should be. He was an All-American. More linemen. We got David Butler, an 89 overall left guard, and Marcus Brown, 86 overall. He should be back next year. I hope he plays more like a first-team all-conference player next year. That's neither here nor there, though. There's Flanagan, obviously, Thomas, Little, Johnson, and Wood. So same as the All-Americans. Here's second team. Sean Brown and Thomas Nelson on the list. Two guys that should be back again next year. Thomas is a redshirt junior. He had a really good year, so he could go pro if he wants to. I don't think he will. 1,000-yard receiver, that's kind of what you aim for when you play college ball as a receiver, really any level. And how about Sean Brown? I mean, 2 really good freaking years at Georgia Tech. I knew this guy was going to be a big deal when we recruited him and got him committed, and he's been everything I could have asked for and then some. 2 back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons to start at Georgia Tech. He might be a junior going pro next season. I hope not. He's really low overall, but he does not play like he's 82 overall. Everybody knows that. Fourth lineman, all-conference here. Brandon Bailey, left tackle. Is he a senior? Yeah, he is. So he's going to be gone. Maybe we'll get a better replacement in. Noah Miller's on there, second team All-ACC. He really didn't have as big of a year as I thought he would. He had 9 sacks last year, only 7 this season. Didn't really... just some of those games were like he had 2 sacks in the game, but like he'd go for stretches where he wouldn't get any kind of pressure. So, I don't know. I'm walking away from this season. I'm not too happy in his production. Jackson's a second-team All-American, and he's a second-team All-Conference player somehow. I guess Flanagan took his spot on first team, so I guess maybe that's why. Will Smith, this is a joke. This is... The first time I saw this, I was like, there's no freaking way. This guy was terrible. Like, I hate lashing out on players, but he was awful. 36 tackles because our defensive line sucked, and he had to make tackles. He missed a lot of dang tackles. 2 picks this year, 3 drop picks more than likely. Those are not all conference player numbers. And this dude, you guys know, he was getting burned left and right every single game. I couldn't play safety, really, which I normally like to do, because this dude couldn't cover anything. He couldn't cover a human being if he were a blanket. Like, this guy was awful. Moral of the story, he should not be a second-team all-conference player. Will Smith should, much like the other Will Smith, explore the acting business and not football. He's not going pro. Not the NFL, not the CFL, not the USFL, not the XFL. This guy is trash. He should hang him up. He's done. All right, then real quick here, just looking kind of at where we're at as a program and our pedigree, we're looking great. We're now a 3-star program, up from the 1-star that we had when we took over in Atlanta. Right now, we're the 10th best team in the country, I guess is what that's saying. Next year, they're expecting us to drop off a little bit. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, we got another tough schedule, I'm sure, and we're losing a lot of studs, but we're also bringing some back. Really, when we're going to make the title run, they think is in 2 years in 2030, when they have us at 6 and then 9 the year after that. But I think every year we're competing for a title. We competed for a title this year. Things didn't go our way towards the end of the season, but we were in that thing all the way to the end. So, we'll see. I think we're way ahead of schedule, obviously. We won the ACC in back-to-back years, and this was a 3-win team when we took them over just 2 years ago. Largely the same roster. All right, so this is interesting. We've got a contract extension / offer coming our way. Our target wins were 8 last year. We've come in here and won the conference back-to-back years. So my plan is to stay at Georgia Tech. I mean, we came here with one goal in mind, and it was to win the national championship. We knew we'd rebuild this team. I mean, come on, we rebuilt UTEP, and we rebuilt Oregon State. Now we're here. We win everywhere we go. Can we win big, though? Like, big. Winning the title, that's the question. So they want to sign us to a 6-year extension. I don't really know that I want to sign a 6-year extension. I mean, you see what we've done so far. Just kind of take a gander at what we've done here since we've been here. I'll move you down here. I mean, look at what we took over. It was, 2-10, 4-8, 3-9. The last time they had a double-digit win season, I don't even know if it's going to be on here. All right, 2017. So that's within the span of this dynasty. They won the ACC and the Orange Bowl that year, but no national title. They haven't won the title in a minute. Before that, 2009, you got to go back for their double-digit win season. So they haven't had back-to-back double-digit win seasons. We're going way back here. It only goes back to 1980. So at least since 1980, they haven't had back-to-back double-digit win seasons. They've been good sporadically, but not consistently, and that's what we're trying to change here. My plan is to not sign this extension and just continue for 2 or 3 years or so, and we'll go from there. I mean, we're trying to win the title, and then we'll see. I mean, we're not sure we want to be in Georgia Tech for 6 more years. That's a long time. All right, so here we are. We didn't sign the contract extension because 6 years is a long time, and, we're just not ready to do that. We've already made a lot of M's, so we don't need any more at this, exact moment. So we're contracted through 2031. So we've got 3 years left on the contract. We can't go any other places in the next 3 years. And quite frankly, we might need the next 3 years to win this dang title. So that's the situation. Not moving on to a new school. That wasn't the update I was trying to portray to you guys. But I also don't want to sign for 6 years. So we're locked in for 3 more seasons, but we got work to do. So we're going to use all 3 seasons. One thing I hope they have in the new game, by the way, is like buyout clauses. So like if you want to jump ship after like 2 years and you got 4 left in your contract, I want the new game to have a feature where like the school that wants to hire you, that offers you, knowing that you have a contract, like will offer to do your buyout, you know. All right, here we are at the next stage. We got coaching changes. Let's see if anybody is dipping. All right, looks like nobody is leaving. So we signed, or extended rather, our offensive coordinator, Jeff Brom, who's actually the head coach of Louisville now, was formerly at Purdue. So, all right, here we are. Players leaving. I will drop down to the bottom here, and here we go. So Ryan Wood is going pro. He's projected round 1, and I hope he goes there. I mean, he's a talented player. Didn't have a big year for us. Only 2 picks and 4 deflections. He could have played a lot better, but 2-time Jet Award winner. So shout out to Wood. He was one of those guys that, you know, we came to the program. We were like, all right, who we got on this team? You know, who's in the cupboard here? Who's in the snack room, if you will? He was there. He was here, and we took full advantage. We needed a lockdown corner. He was that. And on that note, I mean, how about freaking James Flanagan, man? We got here, and this guy was a nobody. We got here in 2027. He had 3 career tackles. He comes out, he makes 42 and 11 TFLs. He exploded this year. 89 tackles, 24 TFLs, 4 freaking sacks. Wins the Bednarik Award. How about James Flanagan? You talk about cornerstones of rebuilding the program. Flanagan was that guy. He's going round 3. He should go higher than that, but you know how linebackers be in the NFL. They don't really get valued that high. How about Joey Hill, too? Another guy that hadn't played much at all when we got here, and he, you know, got better as the years went by. Not an insane season, but pretty good for a tight end. 8 touchdowns this year, 424 through the air. A lot of that came in 1 game, but still, pretty solid year for Joey Hill. He'll be a good pro. Thomas Perkins going pro. Right guard, 92 overall. He's got good pedigree. Gave up 12 sacks in the past 2 years, 8 before that. So he dropped his numbers down. I didn't think he was that good, though, still. And then Phil Jackson, same with James Flanagan, a guy that was just a stud. We got here, we were like, all right, good, we have him. 2 really good years for us. 79 tackles last year, 75 this year, but more TFLs, more sacks. He had a pick as well, I remember that, and some big pass deflection. Think back to that Miami game. He had that PBU that won us the game. So another guy that just, we didn't have to worry about the linebackers. Flanagan and Jackson had it covered. 2 really dang good players. Then the last guy projected to go pro is Noah Miller. I'm not really sure how. I mean, he's a good athlete. 6'4", 257. Really fast player. Just didn't have the production this year I thought he would. He went off last year. 9 sacks, 16 TFLs. This year just 7 and the same 16. So, you know, solid production. But for a guy that wasn't injured and played most of the year and has the skills that he has, he didn't really wow me as much as I thought he would. Here's who else we're losing. An All-American strong safety, Michael Little. He's not going to get drafted just because of his overall numbers, but he should be drafted. 6'3", 208, hard hitter, All-American. So, Josh Montgomery, guy that didn't do a whole lot for us. He's also graduating. Guys that I didn't recruit, mostly. Will Smith, not going pro. Good. He shouldn't. I mean, no beef with the guy, but, like, damn, he really was not that guy. So hopefully the guy we got replacing him will be better. Then David Butler, he should be going pro. He's 89 overall offensive lineman. I feel like they need those going pro, or rather in the pro ranks, but he's not. Same with Brandon Bailey, another senior offensive lineman. We also lose John Allen, Jonathan Williams, and Gary Odom, guys that you didn't hear a whole lot from. He had no tackles. He had 7, a couple TFLs, and Odom had 14. You know, he was all right. He was probably the best of the bunch, but our defensive line sucked. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They sucked all year. So I think we're going to bring in some dudes that are really going to bolster our trench play, and really it starts in that D-line because it wasn't good this year. So that's the list of guys that are leaving. We'll see if they end up going in the rounds they're projected to go, and usually they do. So how about that? We got 6 NFL players we are sending off to the league after 2 years of development. All right, so we had 6 guys projected to go pro. We got 6 guys going pro. Ryan Wood goes in the first round. I think our first NFL draft pick. I don't know if we had any last year. I'd have to check back, but he goes first round at corner. Joey Hill goes 3rd at tight end. James Flanagan goes third at outside linebacker. Thomas Perkins, 5th round offensive guard. Phil Jackson, 5th round at Mike linebacker. And then Noah Miller goes 6th round at defensive end. So congrats to all of those guys. Any recruits out there, here you go, professional development. You can get that here at Georgia Tech on top of ACC titles and whatever else you want. So transfer requests, I'm closing my eyes. I'm going to open them. I hope there's some beasts. No data. Hey, man, before we get into recruiting, there you see, 798. We might get 800 before this episode ends. I think it's those YouTube shorts. Tune in and also sub if you haven't already, please. All right, recruiting. I think we oversigned for our class because no juniors are underclassmen went pro. So we might have a situation where someone's got to get cut. Now, we came in here 2 years ago, and half of this roster still isn't mine, I don't think. So I'm not going to feel as bad cutting somebody. I don't typically like to oversign, but no signing day fireworks or anything like that. Our class is completely full. In fact, it's over full. So here's a look at it. We'll go through super quick just to who we got. So we got Brian Moore, 3-star quarterback from Mount Olive, North Carolina. He's 6'6", 221. This guy is a big dude. More of a pocket passer, though, based on what I understand. Yeah, I mean, you see the speed excel. Just needs to be quick enough, though, to be dual threat, but he doesn't truly need to be dual threat. We brought in a running back. This is the one guy. This is the last commitment of our class, the guy that really put it over the top. David Johnson, speed back from Georgia, which is the pipeline state. Just a small little scat back. Good speed, 94, 84 excel. He'll probably take a year to redshirt, but I expect him to make a big impact on this program down the line, just based on his intangible stuff, which is the speed, which we don't have a whole lot of right now in the running back room. We did bring in a fullback, 6'1", 241. This is Jeff Miller from Georgia, another pipeline state guy. So just going to fill a need for us. You always need a fullback, utility type guy. This dude's going to be good. We got to get this guy the football. AJ Lynch, I think he's going to start as a freshman. Our tight end that we have on the roster right now, Steven Burgess, I think his name is, not Sean. I always say Sean. Steven Burgess is 67 overall. He's 77 right now. He's going to start year one. 6'3", 257. Balanced tight end, can block and catch. Again, from Georgia. Good speed, 74, 83. That could improve, definitely. But he's a good catcher, man. Look at 74 catch, 85 in traffic. That's important. 80 route running, 78 spectacular catch. And blocking's all 70 plus. So he's like an extension of an offensive lineman. So I'm really excited to see this guy play. He's going to be your day one starter at tight end. Michael Ryan might start too. He's an 80 overall incoming freshman, 6'7", 323. I mean, Earl Edwards is going to have trouble seeing over this guy. He's from Alabama, another pipeline state. We beat Alabama to win this guy, and he's a stud. He's gem, +9 overall, 80 plus in pass and run block, and he's pretty fast as well, the 91 acceleration. So another guy you might be seeing starting day one. Also brought in a beastly offensive guard, 6'4", 264. How about Mike Dean here from Scottsboro, Alabama, another pipeline guy from Bama. Number 2 offensive guard, number 2 in the country, 4-star guy. Again, 80 plus, good athlete, can pull. Mike Dean and Michael Ryan might be your 2 freshman starters in the offensive line this season. We'll see. We're going to, take account of our inventory. Defensive ends, we got a blue chipper and a guy that's, I guess, also a blue chipper. Dan Justice, late pickup. 4-star from Kansas, 6'5", 250. So good length, good speed, good moves. I don't know if he's going to play this year, probably not, but I'm going to redshirt him, and he's going to be a stud down the line. This guy, I think, will play this year, if not start. Justin McCoy from Florida. He's 6'8". This dude should be playing basketball. 6'8", 262. Unbelievable. Another pipeline guy. 80, 85 speed excel. Good moves, 84 power moves, and 81 pursuit, 82 tackle, 80 play rec. We need guys that can make pressure, create pressure, and make plays. Get stuff done in the offensive backfield. McCoy's a guy that's going to do that for us. We had no pressure all year. I'm expecting big things from him. And I talk about how bad we were at D-tackle. Jeff Watson's coming in. We just graduated 3 D tackles who were all like 79, 78, 80 overall. He's 72 already. He's an incoming freshman. This guy's going to be almost 90 overall by the time he graduates, if not higher. He's a 4-star from North Carolina, number 12 D tackle recruit. Just a big guy. I mean, 257 isn't, honestly, it's not big. Tall guy is what I meant. 257 is not big enough to play D tackle. and be a space eater. Maybe Jermaine Ball's the space eater. No, he's not either. So these guys are going to shirt. They're going to need to bulk up in the weight room and, really hit the dining hall, I guess, too. But good movement, good excel, good tackle. Pursuit could go up, but solid athlete. Jermaine Ball as well, 3-star. He's 6'7", so I think we're bringing in guys that are super tall and raw athletes. We just got to get them through the training system. He's from Buford, Georgia, number 34 D tackle. Good moves. He's just got things he's got to work on. But I like those two pickups for us. No linebackers. I think we went heavy on linebacker last year. Here's Joe Chandler though. He might start as a freshman. 79 overall, 4-star, 5'10", 169, number 3 corner prospect. Super fast. He's probably going to be our punt or kick returner. You see the speed. Really good tackler as well for a corner, and he's got great coverage. He's going to be that lockdown corner on this side of the field. I guess it'd be that side that I need so I can roam and play like a rover position with Matt Thomas at free safety. So that's a big scoop for us there. Then we got a free safety and a strong safety and a pair of athletes as well. Here's Tom Porter, top free safety prospect. Needed him, got him. This is the guy I'll be using with 6'2", 216. He might start this year. Another in-state guy from Georgia, 95 speed, 86 excel, great tackling, great coverage. I mean, he could probably play running back for us and he'd be a stud already. So I'm super excited for that one. And then David Kennedy, number 27 strong safety from Florida, 6'0", 193, 66 overall. He's pretty fast. Could get faster. He probably will. He's going to shirt and train. Good tackling, though. Zone coverage is great, so we could certainly use some help there. So those are our 2 safeties of the future. And then we got a couple of athletes to look at here. I think one of them's a wide receiver. Here's Andrew Harrell, 6'1", 197. Probably either a corner or a skill guy. I forget what we decided for him. His coverage is more of a safety, I guess. It's not great. No, he's the wide receiver. This guy's a wide receiver we're bringing in because he's a good route runner, good catcher of the football, good juke moves. So Andrew Harrell's a wide receiver. He might make an impact year 1. We'll see. Justin Albert's a JUCO junior, I believe. 6'2", 201 from Virginia. And what's his deal? Again, good catcher, good route runner. Coverage is better than Harrell's, so he might be a corner because his juke move sucks, his carrying's good, but you can't play, running back with bad juke moves. So he, I think, is going to be a corner for us. And, we'll fit him in where we can. He can play a couple different spots. So we'll see. But that's our class. It's a really dang good class. It should be top 5 coming out of signing day. We'll check it after signing day because it doesn't mean a whole lot going into signing day. And I hope the computer doesn't do any crap where they sign extra prospects for us because that would be super annoying. But anyways, let's go to next week. And so our class dropped to 12. We were the number 1 class in the country for most of the year. Now we're 12, still really good. I mean, we'll take that for sure. Where's the closest ACC team? Clemson. I mean, no surprise there. So we finished with 8 4-stars, 6 3-stars, and 4 2-stars. I don't like to just sign 5-stars and do all the glitches in the game that I know you can do. I like to keep it realistic. So this class, we signed a lot of in-state guys who the pitch to is, hey, stay home, play for us. Alabama, Florida, Pipeline States. We just won the ACC back-to-back years. Come play for us. And you could start early. So we brought in some really freaking good football players, but we weren't selling them crap. We didn't have 4 and 8, 5 and 7 seasons and bring in guys that should be playing at Alabama. We, brought in some less than stellar classes to start. We have results on the field to show for it. And now we're bringing in some pretty good football players. But it's still Georgia Tech. It's a good academic school. You're not going to get like the creme de la crop type players who want to go play at an Alabama or an LSU or something of that nature. So we try to keep it realistic, basically. I think that's why you should like this channel. All right, now we're into position changes. And I'm going to save this part for the preseason episode because we're kind of starting to set up our team for next year. So I don't want to do that as we're wrapping up last season. So stay tuned for that. Like the video, sub to the channel. Also, stay tuned for plays of the season. I did it last year. I'm going to do it again this year. Just a 5 to 10 minute video showcasing the top plays from the past year, basically. So if you guys have any interest in that, that's going to be up on YouTube pretty soon as well. If you want to just, put a bow, if you will, on last year and get ready for 2029. It's going to be a big year. We're coming for that title. We got exciting news. It's coming soon. It's going to come in that episode. So you're going to want to watch that episode for sure. We're going to do that. We're going to set up next year, the schedule, see what our team's looking like, and really just start to attack next season, our road to winning a national championship. So thanks for watching this episode. We got a lot of stuff done today, and we finished up what needed to be done with 2028. So thanks for tuning in. Hit the bell for the post noties, like, sub, share, you know, the usual stuff. We'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.